family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Hog Wild will be open on the 4th of July, serving up our award-winning barbecue. Pick up a slab of slow-smoked ribs and a family pack on the way to your celebration. They come loaded with your choice of meats and sides, complete with buns and our famous Hog Wild sauce. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Attention baseball and softball players. The Nebraska Dominators are looking to add players to their baseball and softball teams for the 2026 season. Tryouts are happening now for all age groups, ranging from 7 years old to 14 and under for baseball and 7 years old to 18 and under for softball. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more information today.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Amon Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0. And bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East sports coach, Amon Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, welcome to this thunderous Thursday. That just came off the dome right there.
Yeah.
Ellie and Nick, the thunderous Thursday. And the reason why I was thinking about thunderous because when I was lifting this morning, they have a tent in the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of fireworks in there. People were already looking like they were, I don't know, maybe the people that were setting up, but it looked like there were already cars around there, people buying fireworks. Folks, it is a beautiful Thursday. It is our last day of the week. You'll have recordings on tomorrow, replays tomorrow, obviously, for Independence Day, 4th of July. Nick will carry the torch on Monday and Tuesday.
Okay.
As Raph will be marrying, not John Elway, will be marrying Tracy on Monday evening. So I'm flying out on Sunday, come back Tuesday.
Nice.
And dude, my fingers are crossed that there's not going to be chaos and mayhem in the airports.
Let's hope you get there. I mean, you're flying out to Sunday, so it works out.
Yeah.
But
so we'll see what
let's
happens.
hope for the best.
Yeah,
it's not like, are you going into Pensacola? Is that where we're at?
I'm going to fly into Mobile.
Mobile.
And I have relatives in Mobile,
Okay.
Alabama, as well. So hopefully get a chance to see them quickly. But it's Independence. We're right on it, man. You know, the gym was a little sparse this morning. Jim was pretty sparse. Even downtown's a little sparse right
Oh
now.
yeah, I drove. I never take O Street around because I leave about 7:50 from my place. Never take O Street because you're in the heart of driving to work traffic. I did today, and it took me 12 minutes to get from 84th and Holdridge to downtown Lincoln.
Yeah,
I was like, this is great.
There's not a lot.
A couple cops that were sitting on O Street. We're good.
So no warnings.
No warnings. Thankfully they were on the other side of the median, so we didn't have to worry about them tracking me down. But that's one thing to remember though is obviously we said it earlier this week. Just basic driving etiquette. Take your time, right? And then also, if you get pulled over, you end up because you're trying to speed to get somewhere quicker. You get pulled over, you're going to end up taking longer anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
So
it's a lot longer process.
That's Ellie.
Sure.
Ellie, you got that? Ellie's here.
Yes,
She wasn't even locked in. She was just sitting there. I was like, Ellie, you got that? She was like, I'm starting to nod just because I didn't hear what Nick said. Do you need me to repeat that?
No, I know you're making fun of me in some way about driving.
Not at all.
Stereotypical driving joke by Nick Sainer.
AD, this is weird. I'm not used to this side of I'm not used to not having a board in front of me for this show. I'm not used to being out so close where I can just say, hey, what's up, dude?
Right there. So now if you say something crazy, I can check
you can actually throat punch me. A lot of times they're just empty threats. This is real now.
It won't be this pretty. Want to see an explosion early, Ellie?
Yeah.
Whack!
Yeah.
Ellie, for the folks who heard you during this time,
Ellie.
Tell them about yourself. What do you do? Tell them about yourself, where you're from.
I am originally from Grand Island, Nebraska.
Grand Island
I went to Grand Island Northwest.
Gotcha.
Class B school. I just graduated from Nebraska Wesleyan here in Lincoln in May. And then I started full time as the productions manager or whatever you want to call it. Anything.
Productions manager?
Production.
Oh, that's productions manager.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I thought so too.
Yep.
Promotions.
Yep. I'm the one that delivers the bad news.
Yeah. Promotions manager here at the Ticket. So I started here in May, and I've liked it a lot.
Ellie, let me ask you this: do you know? Was your family or friends, anyone you know directly? Obviously, there's a lot of people impacted by the floods. Was your family okay with that?
Yeah, there was a little bit of flooding in my dad's backyard. So my whole family moved here with me to Lincoln, but my dad still lives back and forth between Lincoln and Grand Island, and he just happened to be in Grand Island while these floods were happening. There was a lot of water. He was sending me videos. I had some friends in Grand Island sending me videos, just a lot of flooding in basements, and businesses had to shut down for the day just because you couldn't really fit in the parking lots. The parking lots were so filled with water that there was nowhere to park and go to work that day. So it kind of shut down Grand Island for a day and a half.
I've seen a number of businesses. One in particular was I don't know the name of the doctor's office, but they're going to be down for a while in another location because all their computers, they're trying to get all their their technology out of there. And then when those floors, you got to get them most likely ripped out, replaced. You look about drywall. Now I tell you who else, right? Obviously it's unfortunate, but your cleaning services are going to do very well in Grand Island as well as your drywalling, construction people do well there. But just an unfortunate situation there. So I'm glad everybody's good that way. But at least just you chime in whenever you want.
Yeah,
sounds good.
That's why I wanted you.
In Grand Island tonight. I haven't been back in a long time. I'm going to a firework thing at a golf course there.
Which course? Country Club?
Riverside.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I frequent the Grand Island Walmart.
Interesting.
Just simply because I can't remember. It's the same thing I told somebody when I was just a couple of days ago, actually, that they were from Marysville, Kansas. And I told them how, hey, a couple of weeks ago, I went down to Milford Lake in Kansas. And I said, I went through Marysville and I can't remember the last time I went through Marysville and didn't stop at the Walmart. Same story with Grand Island. Same story with the Grand Island. I can't remember the last time that I actually went, turned off the interstate, went through Grand Island and didn't stop at the Walmart. I stop at Walmarts randomly.
Walmart's great.
Because it's always you think as you start out on road trips, AD, and 402-464-5685. This is a good start to the show on July 3rd. You think of things that you forgot, that you want to add on to your list, that you want to bring in that first hour and a half of the road trip. And so as you start heading that way out, if you're heading if you're heading west out of Lincoln and you're going to pass Grand Island, that's one of those places. York is another one where it's like, that's a good stop to where that's going to have some things that if you need to stop at a Walmart, you can just pull off. You can't, there's not a Walmart in Henderson, right? It's York. That's the closest one. So you gotta think of pit stops, because after Grand Island, the next closest one is Kearney, and then it's North Platte. And so you gotta think about this stuff.
And the one in Kearney, you have to go into Kearney.
To
get to it. Like, I mean, you're heading out there.
Yeah,
quick.
but Kearney's awesome. Shout out to Kearney.
Kearney is doing some amazing things.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, from the whole, the sports complex they just put out there, from the restaurants to the hotels, they're doing some amazing stuff out there, for sure. David
says, I guess Walmart is getting a free shout out. I guess they are. Welcome to the party. How about this? James in Lincoln. I love things like this. James in Lincoln says, our family just went on a trip to Kansas City, and we joked about where we should start tracking how many cities we've been to where we visited the Walmart.
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, I've been to some we've all been to a lot of Walmarts, but like to your point, Nick, anything that you need, they have it right there.
Yeah.
They have
100%.
They got it at Walmart.
The Virginia Pirate makes a great point. Walmart is great. I can kill two birds with one stone there. Get my oil changed and buy groceries.
Yep.
And compared to other places, each Walmart is relatively laid out closely the same way.
The layouts are starting to bother me. I'm getting to the age where layouts are bothering me. I
Please
can
explain that.
Like
why?
I can't go. So obviously I just moved. I was accustomed to the 27th and Jamie Lane Walmart over there on Yankee Hill. That's what I was accustomed to. I was used to the layout. I was comfortable with it. Now I move north up to 84th and Holdridge, and so I go to the one on like 84th Street by the Sandhills Global Event Center. Shout out to our friends from Sandhills Global. And the layout is 1,000% different. I mean, it is very different, and it bothers me every time because I can.
Those are the two biggest differences in Walmarts, like compared to every other Walmart looks like the 84th one.
Scaper says North 27th Walmart at 11 p.m. is incredible. Maybe that's the closest that Lincoln can get to Vegas. That is the closest Lincoln can get to Vegas in terms of people watching. That North 27th Street Walmart at like 11 p.m. You're bound to see a couple of things.
The layout of that one is the weirdest Walmart I've ever seen, and I think it just like goes to show that's the 27th Walmart.
You see, Nick, here's one thing, Ellie, because Nick was having this problem yesterday. It's not even a problem. He was having
balding.
this fear. See, you can't let things like this bother you because stress will make your hair fall out.
That's what somebody said. I texted somebody.
He wears a hat.
Yeah, you got to stop worrying about Walmart.
No, he wears
layouts.
a hat because he can pull them off. I actually received that text yesterday from somebody. I said, oh my gosh, I think I'm balding. And I said, I'm not balding, I'm just thinning. And then I started getting recommendations. I got like 5 or 6 DMs on Twitter yesterday of people recommending products to put on the back of my head. And they were like, now you got to be, now here's the thing. Well, people care and I appreciate that. But then the other side of it is they said, hey, be careful because sometimes when you start taking products for it, it can get worse before it gets better.
You could lose more.
And I'm terrified of that now. And so I'm just living in fear these last 2 days.
You got to stop doing that, dude.
Well,
you just got to just let it be,
Don't worry about it until it becomes a problem.
I got to lock down.
Yeah, you just got to let it be. That's the Beatles.
Let it be.
Nick, if your hair falls out, bro, let it be.
Oh, I don't have a choice. I mean, that's the thing that I kind of realized on my drive home yesterday as I drove home in silence. I sat there
thinking about my thinning.
I sat there and I thought, man, Nick, you can worry about this all you want, but if you wake up tomorrow morning and there's a clump of hair on your pillow and you got nothing left, it's not like you can put it back in there.
No, it's a wrap, dude.
So I just got these were the cards I was dealt.
Well, speaking of the Walmart again, William Pate, good morning to you. He goes, hey, was just in Baton Rouge. The cards I was dealt. And stopped at the Walmart there. He's talking about in Baton Rouge. And there, I've never seen a Walmart so clean that you could eat off the floor.
Really?
William Pate, Baton Rouge. I love it.
That's funny. Well, this is what I appreciate. Old Dad 34 says being hair impaired is not bad, Nick. I don't know. Now, Old Dad 34, I don't know what you look like, but I would assume that by that text, that means that you are hair impaired. Because we got all the texts yesterday, and now you're chosenly hair impaired.
You're willingly hair impaired.
This is fuzzy right now.
I can see it. It's growing.
So if I let it grow out, you can see how bald it is right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It
looks like I have. There's
Mr. Clean.
There's a pond or a lake on top of a mountain because it's just like all this stuff around here. Then it's like, oh boy, it gets crystal clear up top.
Rubber Duck from LinkedIn says, "Hey, I'm in the same boat. We'll save money on shampoo and not have to worry about the wind messing up your hair. Mine's short enough now where I don't have to worry about that." You know what I felt the most bad about, and I know he's not listening, but Derek and Larry Colbush. Here's the thing. I have to shout them out specifically because I filled in. Did a makeup golf league last night because normally I play on Thursdays. I'm going to miss next Thursday, and so I had to play last night to make up for it. Chose to play last night to make up for it. And so we were out at Woodland Hills, and he comes up to me. He's my golf league partner, Derek is. And he goes, "Nick, I saw your Twitter post today. Looks like you're balding." He's like, "Yep, I see it up close and personal." And he's like, "Guess what? My dad sent me your tweet today and said, look at Nick, he's balding." So I don't know if Larry and Derek are listening. I doubt they are. But hey, I'm on to you guys. It hurts my feelings. The people that are closest to me, they end up hurting your feelings the most.
We have a call coming in. Somebody wants to share their Walmart story.
Please.
Absolutely.
Okay, we got James here. James, how are you today?
James, what's happening?
Hey guys, how are you?
Doing good, brother.
James,
Good.
tell
I
us
texted
about your Walmart.
I texted about the Kansas City thing, but this is a better story. Your comment about the 27th Walmart sparked this memory. So my wife and I moved to Albuquerque several years back. We're in Lincoln now, but we moved to Albuquerque and we bought a house. And I don't know if you guys know anything about Albuquerque. It's not like the safest city in the world.
No, it's
AD,
not.
You've probably been there. So we lived in Midtown. It was like they just put in a new Target. They're trying to revitalize Midtown, but it's like 9:30, 10 o'clock. Like the second night we moved in and we're like, we don't have garbage cans. Like I go to Walmart and get all the stuff you get when you just move in and you throw stuff away when you move. So I go to Walmart, totally there's no problem going to Walmart. I come home. And then the next day, my wife reads a story on the news or sees a story. Like 2 days before, there was a body found behind this Walmart, and she looks at me and she says, "You will never go to Walmart after dark again
James,
in this city."
James,
and I was like, honey. I was like, I'm good. I'm not going to get murdered.
It never happens to you.
Like, you will not go to Walmart after dark in this city. I don't know if I ever kept the promise, but it was a while before we went back at night. It didn't feel like an unsafe part of town, but again, Albuquerque is just a unique place in this country.
So James, before you go, I got to know, why did you move to Albuquerque? Like, is this for a job or
for work?
Okay, good.
It was for work. Yeah,
I wanted to make
honestly,
sure.
It didn't last long. It didn't go the way we wanted, but we loved it. Like, I loved how weird it was, and we like. But I will tell you this: it's hard to be like. I looked out my front door and I saw a mountain.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city.
But it never snowed. It was always beautiful weather.
Yeah,
you don't get that in Lincoln.
That was the part that was like, it's hard to be, and we had to leave, and we moved back here, and it was, we love being in Nebraska, but I loved how weird it was. A weird place, man. Opulence right next to poverty, next to a crystal shop, and you're like, what is this place?
Yeah.
So yeah, we loved it. That's why we were there.
That's awesome, James. That's awesome.
All right, well, have a great day, guys.
Yeah, happy 4th,
Thank
dude.
you so much, brother.
That's incredible. I mean, yeah.
The body.
Yeah, that's a little nerve wracking. I mean, when I was in Walmart the other day, some dude was running out because he was stealing stuff. I didn't tell that story on here.
And you didn't stop him.
No, well, he went past me, and I heard the asset protection, and I love.
It's like Spider-Man. You let him escape.
Here's my thing. This is what I'm going to say about the fine folks at Walmart. Yeah. This is what I'm going to say about the fine folks that are manning the doors at Walmart. Sometimes how can I say this kindly? Sometimes they aren't the most nimble. They aren't.
Retirees.
Yeah, retirees. Yeah,
they're not going to tackle.
And so
somebody.
you have like an 18. I would say that this guy was probably 18 to low 20s, and he was like running out from the self-checkout line out the door and had to like pry the automatic sliding doors open to get out before he got like chased down. And because he was running out with stolen merchandise. And I'm sitting there going like, what is Betty gonna do? You feel bad because they just like they're in shock because it's happening,
right?
And so they just like stand there and they freeze, and this kid's just running out with who knows what. But I mean,
not much they can do. I mean,
it is, and a lot of those places I found out, like they say, let them go, like don't interfere.
No, yeah, you're supposed to let him go.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Walmart, let's be honest, you guys, they have enough money they can hire security if it was a major priority. They just don't expect most people.
Sure.
I wonder what the required training is for that. I think it's the same.
Yeah,
the same training that I had working at the front desk of the Weir Center at Nebraska Wesleyan.
It might not be much.
None.
It's
the same. You just let them walk.
I don't think there's a lot of training that goes in. Besides,
So
getting cards, greeting people when they come in and out.
This is what it says. Our asset protection specialists provide security in our stores. More than that, asset protection teams ensure compliance and prevent shrink. With the help of safety-minded experts like you, we can provide a safe experience for both our shoppers and our associates. You follow security guidelines and safety protocols, even in stressful situations. Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. It's unfortunate because that's the second time that I've walked into a Walmart as somebody's running out with stolen merch. Happened on the 27th of Jamie Lane one. It happened on North 84th.
It
happens a lot.
That happens a lot more than we think it happens. Cubsker right here. Good morning. He goes at the 27th Street Walmart where I live. They walked out of the Walmart 5 minutes before that machete wielding man walked in threatening people. Definitely was crazy to read the next morning on the news. Also, he walked into Beatrice Walmart, and fun fact, only managers and the head of AP can go after the shoplifters. Everyone else just has to let them run.
And that's what's crazy.
I think it's a safety thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's the same thing like when I was working at other places back in like college or not in college, in high school. Like it was if somebody comes in and is trying to rob you, like you let them have everything. Yeah. Like you don't.
It ain't worth it, man.
It's not one of those where it's like I'm gonna grab that.
Yeah, you're not in a
switch it up on. No,
like that.
No.
And even then, it's kind of like you're insured for those things. It ain't worth getting shot and killed for.
100%
for somebody running out with a Bose speaker.
We didn't expect to talk about this today.
No.
How did we get on this? Oh, because Ellie's from Grand Island.
And then we mentioned.
And then we talked about Walmart's.
And Scaper, Ellie, I think that was Scaper. He goes, he says, Ellie's dad's house is on the hill. Hill money.
They said house on the hill money.
Not true, but thank you very much.
She does drive
to Riverside Golf Club.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Ellie does drive a nicer car than both of us. AD, little Volkswagen Atlas. It's a big one.
Very fortunate. And
that's good.
I'm grateful for everything I got.
And she was going just to her wallet.
Stop it, Nick. I don't know how do you respond to that.
That's why normally I'm in that hot seat, and this is why I appreciate it. Somebody else is here today.
Hey, how do we throw it to break?
Yeah,
I was wondering how you had those rims on your car.
Yeah.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Seen it.
Must be nice.
You got the underbody lights too. They coordinate with the music that's playing in your car.
Yeah,
with spinners.
Disco.
They have the boom, 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 boom. Couple subwoofers.
We got a lot of sports to talk. There was something that was monumental. One of only, I believe, 20 who's ever done it before in the MLB. In the Braves, good Lord, they got the injury bugaboo that keeps just absolutely ransacking their roster. We also got coaches that might be in some trouble coming up at 10 o'clock. Raph will join us as well. We got a guest at 10:30. And then I don't know. I want you to tell me and tell us, what was your favorite 4th of July experience?
There you go.
Your favorite 4th of July experience. All of us can't be Ellie and buy the whole tent, but some of us just could afford sparklers, Nick.
100%. And sparklers are dangerous. You know what? Every
two
single year, I've bought the same thing every single year for the last 10 years, a box of smoke balls, because that's all I can afford on my dime. Now, here's what I would say. There's been a lot of people that have texted in.
Yes.
A lot. And I didn't know how it was going to be on July 3rd. I didn't know if people were going to be out and about. This better not stop.
No,
keep the energy.
Keep the energy.
Keep the energy, Ellie.
If you're blowing up stuff right now, let us know. If you're fortunate enough to have more than 3 sparklers like me and Nick growing up, that's fine. If you own the place like Ellie, that's great as well.
If you just have to go in public.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Hog Wild will be open on the 4th of July, serving up our award-winning barbecue. Pick up a slab of slow-smoked ribs and a family pack on the way to your celebration. They come loaded with your choice of meats and sides, complete with buns and our famous Hog Wild sauce. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Play ball! Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Starter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at StarterHeyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 94. Tonight, clear skies, continued breeze, a low around 72. And tomorrow, a chance of showers and storms in the afternoon. Otherwise, mainly sunny and breezy with a high near 91. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clutcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raph, and Amon Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. We found out that Ellie's parents only own 4 firework display stations. So we thought it was just...
They're the mayor of 12 towns, not 13.
Yeah.
Actually, my family owns funeral homes. So.
Whoa, okay.
Whoa, so
But,
yeah,
hey,
keep
listen,
talking.
see,
I
this
know
is-
a guy that can make it look easy.
This is the growth from just one segment to the next. Is before it was I'm fine, don't talk about it. Now it's hey, we own funeral homes.
We own funeral homes. So if you wouldn't like to be put to rest,
Yeah.
leave it alone.
Yeah, right.
Put it to rest if you don't want to be put to rest.
That's right.
Do you work with the mafia?
My dad,
What easy,
I told
no
you this.
incriminating evidence.
I'm no incriminating evidence. A lot of things I'm convinced my dad's in the mafia. I've said this. I think I've said this like 3 times on air.
All right.
Everything I said
I
about
don't-
you, forgive me, please.
Yeah.
Where's AD
Yeah.
been? Haven't seen him.
Haven't seen him.
Rav, you seen him? Never made
Yeah.
it.
Can I get an
I don't
interview?
know who that is.
Can I get a job? How do you get to be a member of the? Never mind. We're not gonna.
You
Let's
know what?
talk
I was
3,000
watching
strikeouts.
Goodfellas 2
Okay.
nights ago. And during COVID was the first time I had seen it. Now every time it's on, I can't stop watching it, man. Because I mean, they were just taking people out left and right. I mean, even their boys, they was taking them out, man.
James in Lincoln gets mad at us and goes, "How has she been here since May and you don't know this?" Here's the thing.
Well, when someone's
Ellie doesn't. We don't have these.
Correction. I've actually been here since August.
You have. We don't have these types of conversations
No.
off air. Like I don't ask you. I mean, we have conversations, but like Ellie and I rode up to Omaha together on the way to the College World Series, and I thought it was going to be awkward, but it wasn't because I just blared my music loud enough to where it just kind
You
of
just eliminated even the option to have discussion.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. What?
That actually is so not true because Nick said that he had a great time driving up and that it was awesome. And then
Did he tell you to shut
Yeah.
your face and know your place?
No.
Whoa. Okay. No, I did not.
No.
I
but
certainly
let me-
did not.
Nick's kind of
Let me
pretentious
say,
like that.
No, I'm not.
we went to this bagel place. And Nick, it took a while for my bagel to come out, but he had finished his bagel sandwich before I had even gotten
wait
mine.
for the lady.
And then I got mine. He was out the door of the establishment before I had even grabbed the bag.
Well, you have to understand, she had never been to Blur, and I was like, Ellie, Blur's awesome, man. Like you got to see this. I was excited to go see Eric and Stacy and their
Out
team.
the door.
McCray, Alex, that entire team, Reagan. I was excited to go see their entire team. That's why I was like, let's just get going.
He was eager.
I was confused on how it took so long, but whatever.
It was my
got
fault.
yours,
We
consumed
ordered
yours.
at the same exact time.
Was yours a different type of bagel?
No.
What?
I ordered the same bagel because I
Same
didn't know
bagel.
what bagel to get, so I just got the one that he got.
Okay, that kind of makes me wonder about
Copycat.
The service, then.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder about the service.
Anyway,
Folks,
enough of this.
As we're throughout the show, text in your favorite 4th of July memory. Your favorite 4th of July memory, whether you've grown up, maybe it's with your kids, maybe it has nothing to do with fireworks or anything like that. Your favorite 4th of July memory. Nick, there's a particular team in the MLB that is taking a beating with injuries right now, man, and it's the Braves, and they are hurting.
Well, yeah, and I sent this one specifically because it's Nebraska related. Their Spencer Schwellenbach goes on the 15-day IL with a fractured elbow. So probably going to be on there for a little bit longer than that with a fractured elbow. But it's really unfortunate because he's their ace. Like you got to remember they traded away Max Fried, or Max Fried signed with the New York Yankees in the offseason. I can't remember which one. I think he just signed as a free agent. And Spencer Schwellenbach is the Braves dude. He's their ace. And so now the Braves lose that one. They're still a couple of games back in their division and stuff. They're going to be struggling to make the playoffs. I think they're 8 or 9 games below the 500 mark. But
yeah, they're 11 behind as far as games behind the Phillies right now.
Ouch.
And yeah, there's literally 7 games out of 500. And man, it just seems like they've been just getting riddled with injuries left and right, man.
100%.
And they've got some time. They do got some time, but they've got a lot of guys that are hurt. Also, a big night for your pitching buddy,
Clayton Kershaw? Not my buddy. He plays for the team I hate the most. It is again, Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw. I like how he says Kershaw. Because Nick says Kershaw, he'll say important.
It's important.
Important, and he'll say Creighton.
I don't say Creighton anymore.
No, you don't, not as much.
It's Creighton.
But tell us about
so Kirsch got strikeout number 3,000 last night. He gets it. It's the 20th player in Major League Baseball history to get 3,000 Ks. And so he ends up being able to take home the actual rubber, which for those that don't know, the rubber, it's not just a flat piece that stays in the pitcher's mound. It is a block of rubber. And so they actually took a video of the Dodgers grounds crew basically digging the rubber out and handing it to Clayton Kershaw. He got to take home the rubber and he got to take home the baseball. Obviously, they got his 3,000th K with it. Now I will say what's even better is that he's done it all in a Dodgers uniform.
Yeah.
Like there's in this day and age of professional sports and teams and guys following money. And yes, he's got to start his career in a massive market, one of the big top 2 markets in the country. And so there's, from the money standpoint, there was no real reason to leave. But guys end up leaving just because anyway. Clayton Kershaw stuck around. He's with the Dodgers. The Dodgers, more importantly, as he's kind of been on this decline the last 5 years, the Dodgers, more importantly, stuck with Clayton Kershaw. And that is more rare from a big market standpoint because they sit there and say, okay, if you're expendable to us, then we'll go ahead and move on. And we can go our separate ways. No hard feelings. A business is a business. So props and respect. I can't believe I'm saying this. Props and respect to both sides because they stuck together through it all.
You think about he's 37 years old.
Yeah.
And like you said, he's done it in a big market. But the thing, regardless of where you do it, to do that is one heck of a feat to get done. He joins Justin Verlander, Max Scherzer as active members of that exclusive club. Just a tremendous thing. I was watching the highlights of it this morning. The Dodgers manager Dave Roberts says, I guess he goes to finally get it. I guess ultimately the last box he needs to check.
Yeah.
For the future Hall of Famer, he goes 3,000 strikeout threshold. And he goes, we're all waiting in anticipation.
That's where it's, I mean, what do you think that feeling is like, AD? Where that once you call it quits, well, you're one of 20, but also just like, that you are a Hall of Famer. A no-doubter, surefire Hall of Famer. While you're still playing.
When I made the Lincoln High Hall of Fame.
Yep. Did you know it when you were playing? You were like,
back in the day when I was a Hall of Famer.
Back in the day when I was a little kid.
Well, if you're going to bring up Hall of Famer, I was one of those.
I didn't. I'm going to tell you this. Let's throw that out because there's a lot of people in Hall of Fame in high school. But let me throw that out.
Oh, I'm not.
Let me throw this out.
That hurts.
Coach Osborne.
That's crazy. I feel like a failure.
You've only been out of high school for 4 years?
No, that's actually a lie. I got my 5-year reunion card last year, and I was like, it's been 5 years.
My backpack, I think, is 5 years.
When I get,
you're gonna get that this year.
You're gonna be in the Hall of Fame?
No,
yeah.
5-year reunion.
No, what he said.
For what?
5 years out of high school?
Whatever I want it to be.
That's how they do it in Grand Island.
I did really good in high school.
Small population.
I did so good in high school.
Yeah. All right. Hey, when you're Ellie's family, okay, sir, just keep those donations coming. Ellie can go ahead and be in the Hall of Fame. Do you have to donate to be in the Hall of Fame? Not everybody else that actually makes it. I'm saying you specifically. You specifically.
Thank you for clarifying.
Big Bird goes, where's Raph to talk about his Hall of Fame? I know Raph's listening, and I'm going to say this. It is still wrong how he just never attended his ceremony. But then he stands by it. If you ask him, AD, and you can back me up on this, as much as we love Raffy, that man not clings. He is, I'm a Hall of Famer. I'm a Hall of Famer at Lincoln Southeast. Bro, you did not go to your ceremony.
I think it was their 92 team. 92 football team. Ours was a little different.
Did you play?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's another leg up.
But ours wasn't a team. Mine was an individual Hall of Fame.
Oh.
Because, dude, when you were growing up, though, when I was in school, you played all the sports. It wasn't just, and I'm not saying everybody did, but you played football in the fall, you played basketball in the winter, you ran track in the spring. That's just how we did it. And I was surrounded, I just happened to be blessed with some great coaches and some great teammates. But throw that out. What I want to talk about is Nebraska, where I hardly ever played. Unless it was mop-up time, which actually played a lot because we used to mop up a lot of people. So, but I remember the locker room in Miami. In LA, this is it's after midnight. So technically it's January 2nd because the game was late. We beat Miami for the national championship, and the locker room is just absolutely crazy. I didn't shower because I didn't play, but I was like, I'm just going to South Beach and hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
But Coach Osborne, all due seriousness, he comes in there and he goes, guys, and he got everybody quiet down. And he goes, what you did tonight, you're not going to realize the significance until you get older. Now it's
until
quiet.
now, when you're we're a really bad football team, and we appreciate every national championship.
Well, you two growing up,
That's true.
Don't know Nebraska being significant in football.
My dad
Because you
says
weren't
that
born.
every time we bring up Nebraska football.
And that's
So
why
I
some of
will
us
never-
old heads, though, Ellie and Nick, we've had this talk a number of times. That's why I think it's more painful for us, because if you've never had something, you don't know what you're missing.
No.
You don't know what it's like to be on top. You're like, well, we've always been this way. But it's like having a steak from, a lower class restaurant, and then you eat a really good steak. So if you guys win one now, you'll be like, oh, I never want to go back there again. Well, when you were growing up with us, we only had prime cuts. So now we've been eating some rump roast. It's kind of like, what the heck is this?
Yeah,
And
it's like
hopefully that
I am
changes
round.
this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting bottom of the barrels type steaks. So when Coach Oswald, it becomes more significant. And to bring it back to Kershaw here, once he steps away, Nick, and because right now he's in the grind. Of course, he tipped his hat. It's like, hey, that's great. It's awesome. He gets the rubber, all those good things. But they still got half a season to go. Once a year from now, because I don't know, he hasn't really mentioned plans.
I mean, it's certainly on the horizon. I wouldn't be surprised.
The swan is in the pond right now.
I
So
wouldn't
maybe
be
not the
surprised if
swan
it's end of this
song
year.
yet,
Yeah.
But I think the swan is definitely in the pond, kind of just floating around.
Yeah.
When he steps away from the grind is when he's going to be like, that was
Oh,
one
I'm sure.
hell of an experience.
I'm sure. Yeah. It's got to be cool.
Folks, we come back. We got some history to discuss. We talked a little history already, but we got some more to discuss. Maybe we'll discuss the history of Nick's hair.
No, we don't need to talk about that anymore.
And the downfall of the follicles in the back of Swim's hair. We'll discuss when we come back. It's a drive.
Hi, I'm Asher on summer break and about to start 2nd grade. Thanks to awesome people like you who picked Aloe Fiber. They donated $193,000 to schools like mine. This summer, I'm using my fast internet to keep learning, and I can't wait to tell my teacher everything I discovered. So if you're a grown-up picking internet, choose Aloe, because Aloe chooses us, our schools, our town, and our future. Go to aloefiber.com to learn more.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
4th of July weekend is coming soon, and you know what that means. Grilling season. You know what's more embarrassing than an overcooked piece of meat? A dirty, disgusting, and grimy grill. Let the pros at Husker Grill Cleaning get you ready for grilling season. They'll take your grill apart piece by piece, scrub every inch, and reassemble your grill so it can look and perform its best. Visit their website, huskergrillcleaning.com today to schedule your appointment. Husker Grill Cleaning, serving Lincoln, Omaha, Malcolm, and more.
Is your child 7 to 8 years old and wanting to get involved in competitive baseball or softball? The Nebraska Dominators have been active in the youth sports community since 1994 and are currently holding tryouts for their 7U and 8U baseball and softball teams. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more info today and provide your player the path to a successful and enjoyable youth sports experience with the help of the Nebraska Dominators.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Play ball! Ready for summer fun and ballpark vibes? Bring your pack to Haymarket Park for a thrilling season of Lincoln Salt Dogs baseball and unleash the fun. From May through August, the Lincoln Salt Dogs will be playing and the park will be popping with all the food, drinks, and fun you need for the perfect night out. Grab your friends, family, and coworkers and make plans now. Visit saltdogs.com to secure your tickets. Come on out to the park and unleash the fun.
Citizen soldier and veterans of the Army National Guard, you are invited to celebrate the 3rd of July at the Roca Tavern for a free concert by Sean Cole and the Drunk Monkeys. It all starts at 8 p.m., and it's sponsored by the City Car Wash on 3rd and Main in Hickman.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raph, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Drop, let the beat drop, let the beat drop, let the beat drop, let it drop, let it drop, let it drop, swim, let it drop, let it drop, let it drop, Ellie, let it drop, no bodies drop, let it drop, no bodies drop. You know, Ellie, and swim, I literally got an inquiry this week from a funeral service down in Georgia to speak at their conference, you know, and the guy asked me, my business partner that books a lot of my engagements, and he just started dying laughing. He goes, "So what all you need?" I said, "Warm bodies is all I need, man."
Are they doing trade? Hey, we'll get your head sewn ready to go for 35 years down the road or whatever.
Wait, you're talking at a funeral home convention?
Mortuary where they do. It'll be like a regional conference.
Okay.
But it'll be in the Atlanta area, and it'll be for like their salespeople, because as you know, you probably have salespeople that know the headstones, what the service is going to be like, all those things. But yeah, and I've spoken in that space, like suppliers of that, casket sales and things like that. So there's an association literally for everything.
Yeah.
And so I'm helping new speakers because I help new speakers because it keeps me sharp and it helps me because none of us know everything. And so I'm always working. And so I'm like, you know what? I haven't thought about that. But anyway, there's an association for everything. And I mean that all joking aside, for any association you think of, for the most part, there's some associations out there for it. Yeah, Big Bird, exactly. It goes, dude, funeral directors are a very fun group. My wife works with the Nebraska funeral directors. Hey, Big Bird, you know how to find me.
Funeral directors
they're a blast.
They're awesome.
My brother-in-law, Troy Dom, who owns 5-Star Carpet and Florida, they're way out in Lexington, in Gothenburg. His brother Tim owned one in McCook, and they used to own one in Lyman. But it's obviously, people say it's a thrivable because unfortunately, we're all going to pass one day. So there's always a need and a service. And for people that do it with dignity and with care and concern for the family. And quite honestly, we joke, but I admire people like your father because you're around people for the most part at their lowest point.
Yeah.
Obviously there's some people that pass away and it's a relief because they were, maybe dealt with a lot of lifelong illnesses or something like that, but you're still losing a loved one. So I've always admired people in that space that can, bring some comfort to a family that's going through a lot of grief. So kudos to all those that are out there. But folks, this segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. They'll protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100 or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward, 4th of July, city of the state, and learn how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. Swim, what you got for history, my man?
Well, so how about this one? On this day in 2020, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game that was planned to be hosted on July 14th out in LA canceled due to the restrictions imposed during the COVID-19 pandemic. I was looking at the upcoming schedule for the All-Star Week here. It's being hosted in Atlanta from July 12th through the 15th. July 11th, the Friday, they have an HBCU Classic, which is going to be really fun to see. That takes place at Truist Park, the home of the Atlanta Braves. But then Saturday, it's you have the All-Star Celebrity Slow Pitch Softball game. On Sunday, it's the Home Run Derby and the Major League Baseball Draft. It's the Home Run Derby X, I should say. That's being taken place. It's a 3-on-3 co-ed competition, so not the actual Home Run Derby. Monday is the actual Home Run Derby at 7 p.m., and then Tuesday's the All-Star Game at 7 p.m. on July 15th. So the All-Star break coming up here, and that's not officially the halfway point because teams have played over 80 games so far this season, but they are approaching the All-Star break here. And we found out the All-Star rosters last night. So, so we saw the starters. We know the starters last night. Bobby Witt Jr. for the Royals, not a starter after winning the batting title last year, is not a starter. Instead, it's going to be one of the younger guys in the league, Jacob Wilson from the Athletics, is going to be the starting shortstop for the AL team. So there it is. And then also staying in baseball real quick, on this day in 2020, the same year, Cleveland Indians owner Paul Dolan announced that he would review changing the organization's name. Obviously, then it changed from the Indians to now the Guardians, which it's been for a couple of years now.
There's a lot of David Renew. You know you're wrong.
Yeah, people are dying to see AD. People are dying to hear him.
Oh, that's jacked up, man. You know what I was thinking about, Nick? I want to golf so bad this afternoon, like evening. I want to play Twilight golf for some reason. Are you open?
I am not.
It's just because because it's the younger guys you're gonna be hanging out with. You don't hang out with the old guy, right?
I don't. Sure, yeah. It's not that I don't want to hang out with you at all. That's not it at all. After the way I played last night, I don't want to play.
I might play this evening. I'm saying that right now at 9:00.
Yeah, I know how you operate.
I literally have 4 Zooms, even on the July 3rd.
Yeah,
dude, you got to grind. You got to hustle, man.
100%.
But tomorrow I will chill.
You got to lock down the funeral or the funeral home. Not the funeral, but
I was like, who's died? Raph's getting married.
That's
he ain't
true.
dying, bro.
Yeah. Raph's doing the opposite. What do you got for history? Anything fun?
Ellie's like, I know a guy.
Yeah.
This is cool. This is cool history because I love redemptive stories and I love people with humility. In 1987, on this day, Darryl Strawberry, at that time he was playing for the Mets, threatens his teammates for criticizing his play. So, Ellie, you may never have heard of Darryl Strawberry before, but look him up. He, along with a guy named Dwight Gooden, were both notorious New York Mets, but ran into some trouble, ran into some addictions. I know Gooden has been working on his sobriety. Now, today, Darryl Strawberry is an ordained minister.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes, I follow him on social media. His story is powerful. In fact, Ellie, and to listeners know, Nick, you know, when my father passed, and I started seeing my grief counselor 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. I was not handling mine the right way, was trying to numb things and just be checked out. Darryl Strawberry is one of those guys that I listen to a lot. And if you haven't, folks, if you just want some encouragement, check out Darryl Strawberry. Just follow him on Instagram, follow him on Twitter, just follow some of his YouTube. He's very open and transparent about his mistakes. Like, you know what? I'm still here. You know, he goes, I've messed up beyond belief of anything short of killing somebody or myself. But his story is pretty powerful. So this day in 1987, though, he was a very different man.
One of the most feared hitters in the box.
Oh my God.
I mean, Darryl Strawberry was he had a presence in the box that not a lot of people have. And through, he voluntarily entered in alcohol rehab, and then he comes back and he signs a 5-year contract with the Dodgers and then has to go back to it's a really, really cool story.
Check it out. And I'm sure there's some documentaries on Netflix on Darryl Strawberry because he's but tremendous story. Folks, we come back, we'll have Rav join us from Seattle Southeast, and we're going to discuss some coaches that better get it together and which coaches have been thriving in the past number of years. We'll discuss when we come back, folks. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket.
Rick Heyman here from Starter Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Starter Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at StarterHeyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still do have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Is your child 7 to 8 years old and wanting to get involved in competitive baseball or softball? The Nebraska Dominators have been active in the youth sports community since 1994 and are currently holding tryouts for their 7U and 8U baseball and softball teams. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more info today and provide your player the path to a successful and enjoyable youth sports experience with the help of the Nebraska Dominators.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Traffic Consultants Incorporated reminds our drivers, trucks transport merchandise to stores, homes, and businesses. Due to truck size, a truck requires a lot of room to turn and takes a longer time to stop. Drivers, give trucks time to maneuver in traffic. Traffic Consultants Incorporated, established in 1980, is located at 1609 N Street, Suite 208 in Lincoln, and provides service for trucking permits, licensing, and fuel tax filings. Call 402-475-8323. Traffic Consultants Incorporated hopes you have a safe holiday season.
Hi, I'm Asher on summer break and about to start 2nd grade. Thanks to awesome people like you who picked Aloe Fiber. They donated $193,000 to schools like mine. This summer, I'm using my fast internet to keep learning, and I can't wait to tell my teacher everything I discovered. So if you're a grown-up picking internet, choose Aloe, because Aloe chooses us, our schools, our town, and our future. Go to aloefiber.com to learn more.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome to The Drive with AD Raff and Amon Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East sports coach, Amon Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back. We are back. We are back. And you know what? We got Rafferty in the house. What's up, my man?
Good morning. How is everyone today?
Soon. He'll be in here soon.
Hit that Adobe on.
Hit that Adobe.
There you go. Raffy, can you hear us?
Yes.
There he is. What's up, Raph? How's it?
Oh, just living the dream. Living the dream.
Living the dream. What is the temp looking like in Huntsville, Alabama, a.k.a. Seattle Southeast?
We're sitting 83 degrees. No rain today. So game on.
You know what, Raph? Here's what. Have you looked at the weather down at the coast?
Not lately. I just tried to. I was good earlier. You know, it could have changed.
Raph, like it was great last Thursday, AD.
Yeah. I'm looking right now. I'm looking right now.
It's
85 and Sunday. 85 and sunny.
On Monday evening?
Yep.
Okay. It's going to be beautiful. Hey, Raph.
Yep. Good. We're good.
Do you think we'll be able to sneak some golf in, or do you think that's out of the question?
Oh, I don't know. It'll probably be a little tight, but I mean, if there's
I'm not even putting you in that situation. No, we're not playing golf. It's not going to happen.
No, let's get this started on the right foot.
Hey, honey, by the way,
set this precedent right away.
I know we're getting married at 7, but me and AD got a tea time at noon.
Yeah.
We'll see how things play out because she's got to do get her hair done and her makeup done and all that stuff, and that's going to take a little while. So I mean,
what about an early Monday morning?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
I'm just throwing it out there. I'd be down for renting some clubs, and I'll pack my golf shoes just in case.
Yeah,
just in case. But I love golf in the South, Nick. Have you played golf in the South, Nick?
Never. I've never been more. Well, I've obviously been to New York, been to like Indiana, never been to the southeast part of the country.
Oh, bro, golf down there, the trees.
Oh, I'm sure.
The grass is different, but it's a different type of golf. Golf. Gentlemen, we've got a lot to discuss to this segment because Nick, peeped us out to this article regarding college coaches. Nick, what intrigued you the most about it?
Well, I think here's what was crazy is I saw this come across the wire on CBS Sports a couple of days ago, and it was every Power 4 coach's record against top 25 teams. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest, I didn't put too much stock into what the actual article said. I more spun it as let's talk about this with the frame of Nebraska specific to where Nebraska has struggled immensely over the course of multiple coaches against formidable and top 25 opponents. Mm-hmm. And at some point, like that has to break. The dam has to break for Nebraska to where they get some of these quality wins. Mm-hmm. You just have to.
Yeah. You look at this. We're less than 2 months out from the 2025 season. Obviously, kicks off in Ireland. K-State will take on Iowa State week 0. We have bad memories of Ireland if you're a Husker fan. Mm-hmm. You got look at this opening week, you guys, though. You got Texas versus Ohio State, LSU versus Clemson, Miami versus Notre Dame, and you talk about resumes, big game track records and all the rest of that stuff. But coaches who deliver in big games, and Nick, you're going to love this one. Obviously Marcus Freeman.
Yeah.
He's quietly built a juggernaut. He's 14-6 first top 25 team. 700 winning percent.
Yeah, and now on the other side of that, though, he also has some bad losses. I mean, he lost to Marshall at home.
Who was that team?
He lost to, was it Northern Illinois? No, it wasn't Northern Illinois. It was one of those teams because it wasn't Thomas Hammock's squad. But he lost to a team at home. There's been 2 bad home losses both years for Marcus Freeman.
Rafs, other coaches who deliver big games. So this is huge. You've been right there. Kellen DeBoer holds the best record against ranked opponents, 15-3, 83% winning percentage. One of those losses, we all know, the national title game to Michigan.
Yeah.
Raf, you having the pulse down there. You've been now you're kind of somewhat indoctrinated into the culture. You're right there embedded. What's kind of the feel? I know you have the Auburn feel too, but overall, what's kind of been the news media regarding Kalen DeBoer in this year?
It stays pretty much the same. The big thing is that keeps, I think, Alabama fans at peace is Nick Saban still helps out with recruiting and stuff like that. They had a 5-star running back last week that committed, and it was, after he met with Coach Saban. It's kind of like the Tom Osborne thing. What is he, 3 for 3 now when he takes recruits fishing? So so they're basically, using Saban kind of the same way as they use Coach Osborne from time to time.
I'm fascinated, guys. So obviously in the SEC, you have the notable coaches at the top. I mean, how about just you can tell which conference has the most teams in the top 25 usually year after year because the volume of games that these coaches are coaching against is dramatically different than, say, the Big Ten even. Kirby Smart has, in his career, has coached in, 52 top 25 matchups where Dan Lanning, and now granted, much newer coach, has coached in 16 of them. James Franklin has coached in 43. So the volume is much higher for a lot of these SEC coaches. But that's what makes a Kirby Smart very impressive is 37-15 against top 25 opponents. That's absolutely correct. So
does Lane Frost does Lane Kiffin's record kind of surprise you a little bit? That kind of caught me a little. I was a little surprised by that. I didn't think it would be super great, but 11-24. That's oof.
Yeah, it's not great. 11-24 isn't great, but I think then as we move to the Big Ten, though, guys. This is where we really start to see. Ryan Day is 24-9 against top 25 opponents, and you go farther down, and it's even a guy like PJ Fleck is 7-20. Jonathan Smith is 4-13. Greg Schiano is 4-32. But below all of those guys, Matt Rule is 2-22 in his career. Okay. Not just at Nebraska, but at a lot of places. And Matt Rule hasn't necessarily been at juggernaut places to where he hasn't moved from an Alabama and then went to the NFL from Alabama or LSU. He was at Baylor and Temple and things like that. But still, that is something that when we look at what can not only just continuously invigorate this fan base, but inject life into it. And to really get you confident, we can talk about the offseason stuff all we want. We can talk about the recruiting, and Nebraska's on a roll on the trail right now, and this, that, and the other in the facilities. And that can provide enough juice up until the start of the season. But then in season, what does the trick? It's winning games that you're supposed to win, and also maybe knocking off some teams that you're not supposed to beat.
I'm sorry. Oh, I was just going to say, too, the thing that struck me over Nebraska over the last, 15, 20 years is I always talk about teams, how they kind of fall into a victory against a top 10 team. They they have an upset. They have a game where they play the perfect game and they upset a team. And it's Nebraska just, I can't think of a game to where Nebraska is wow, they played super good and they got a victory against, a top echelon team. And I think Nebraska is due for one of those games. You can sort of say Colorado last year, but
Colorado kind of flamed out. The game that I would say in the past number of years for me, Raf, Ellie, and Swim, is losing that one to Ohio State.
Which one?
The one they lost last year.
Okay.
When you literally had them on the ropes. Well, people say, well, Jeremiah Smith didn't have a good game. Okay, that's fine, but that's football. That game right there, you gentlemen, now, firstly, that's last year. It's done its history. But what I think what it could have done for the rest of that year, if you would have went into Ohio State, Raf, and beat Ohio State, what that would have done from first of all, from a team perspective, a program perspective, but a national perspective. Again, it's in the past, but you think about what that could have done. Now, obviously, you got opportunity this year, but that game last year was huge. And I got this to ask you both, and Raf, I'll start with you, my man. And here's two coaches. And I just want to get you guys' opinion on this, and maybe I'm totally off, but here are two coaches in the Big Ten that I think it's going to be interesting if they make it. Lincoln Riley, number one.
Okay.
All right. I want to get you guys' opinions on Lincoln Riley. Raf, start with Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley right now is 18-15. All right, versus top 25 coaches, career-wise. But we know he is massively underperformed at USC. Another game that Nebraska should have won last year.
Yeah.
So,
and don't forget, that was also a game where USC was starting a new quarterback. It was Jaden Maeva, who was the quarterback because Miller Moss, or it was Miller Moss, he had entered the portal or something like that. It was something bizarre like that, where it was the second game of Jaden Maeva's true freshman career.
Mm-hmm. So, Rap, what do you think about? Do you think Lincoln Riley has to absolutely win this year?
Yeah. I mean, it's USC. I mean, they go through athletic directors like water out there. So I would think that the same way with the coaches, he's got to put something. I mean, when they hired him, they hired Lincoln Riley to put them back on the map of college football. And it's other than the Heisman Trophy candidacy of Caleb Williams. The defense was horrible that year. Last year, they made some improvements on defense, but it's going to be key for USC to keep on playing some decent defense. But also, Lincoln Riley is a quarterback-driven offense. Like, he's the quarterback whisperer. His lineage of the Heisman Trophy guys and the players he's coached. So it's always going to be what he can put out there for the quarterback but yeah, I'd say this year's a big year for him. If he doesn't do something, bigger, I don't think that 8-5 or 8-6 record. I think he's going to be feeling some heat.
He's going to. Nick, what's your thoughts on it, man?
Yeah, I just think that with Lincoln Riley, especially, you remember all the hustle and bustle of the whole change, and everybody thought he was going to LSU. He ends up going to USC, and he had this was the most bizarre thing when you look at recruiting routes. While he was at Oklahoma, he recruited Southern California incredibly hard.
Yeah.
And so everybody thought that, okay, as he moves to USC, that's going to be a layup for him to continuously tap into the talent that's in the Southern California area. And you remember that the quarterback Malachi Nelson, who started out his career, he was an Oklahoma commit, then he was a USC commit, transferred to Boise. At the quarterback position, like, that was a guy that they kind of hung their hat on and was one of those commitments that followed him to USC. And I just am surprised that it hasn't shifted enough. I think we saw, to a certain extent, he stayed tied at the hip with Alex Grinch, his defensive coordinator, for a little too long. His defense at Oklahoma certainly wasn't anything to write home about. And then that was kind of a surprising move when he went to USC and took Alex Grinch with him. And then I think you add in the fact that they are playing in a really, really good conference, a conference that's won multiple national championships over the last couple of years. And before they can even blink, a guy just a little north of them and Dan Lanning has passed them.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little concerning, not that Lincoln Riley's going to get fired, but USC's in a very similar position to where it feels like Nebraska's in, where you have this very strong, very notable, very polarizing football brand. And for some reason, they have the financial investment, but for some reason, they can't get the results on the field to pan out.
I'm going to say this. This is just my personal opinion. And Raf, when you talk about winning 8 games, I think if he doesn't win, let's say 8 games, he's gone. I just don't think USC is much too proud. They're a blue blood organization, and they have shown a propensity. They will get rid of you. And if you look, you go back, they'll while you land, they will get rid of you. Once that plane touches the landing strip, you're out of there. I can't see USC keeping him around, Raf, if he doesn't win at least 8 games. I just don't see it, man. I do not.
it's so different too for USC because you're not guaranteed, full houses. If USC's not winning and they're not up in the college, there's no one showing up. It's California. There's other things to do. And I think that's one of the things at Nebraska that's always been advantageous is, pretty much Nebraska can roll about anybody out there and they're going to pull 75,000 for a game.
Well, guys, I said this at the start of this conversation to look at Nebraska centric here. This is not just a Matt Rule conversation. It certainly can be because he's the head coach right now. And his record against top 25 opponents is not pretty, 2-22 in his career. But when I talk about this has been an issue that's transcended multiple staffs. What if I told you Nebraska has lost their last 26 games against ranked opponents? They have lost 20. It was 27 games ago. They beat Oregon in 2016. That was the last ranked win. They beat Michigan State in 2015 in the heroic fashion with Brandon Riley off of the throw from Tommy Armstrong Jr. But then Oregon was ranked 22nd in 2016, and that was the last win. Nebraska's played 26 ranked teams since then and has not beaten one of them. You haven't even gotten lucky once.
Unknown texture that goes to your question right there. 2312, he goes, how about Mike Riley's win over at Michigan State? And obviously, that was one we mentioned there as well. Sanderson, good morning. It's been a long time, man. He has the number 1 recruiting class. They would owe him $70 million. Doubt he gets fired.
That's the same thing, Jimbo. What about Jimbo Fisher?
Sanderson, I see what you're saying because the money is outrageous.
100%.
But Jimbo Fisher was what, 72 million or something crazy like that?
Well, my thing is my thing over and over. It's less about the money that is needed for coaches. I think more so now it is organizations and programs have to look at it and go, we can't fall behind because it's if you fall so far, it is such a steep mountain to climb nowadays.
They will cut their losses. A team like USC, Nick, in my opinion, and Sanderson, you have a great point. I think these are more indictments, Sanderson, if he doesn't win the number 1 recruiting class, plus he's making that much. USC's like, we're done.
I think a lot of it's perception, and there's been a new AD obviously and stuff, and so I think a lot of it's perception to where it is, to your point, AD. Do they perceive it in the form of Sanderson in what he says about there's a lot of money that we would owe him, so let's just hope that it eventually works out, or do they see it the way you said it, to where you basically were like, look, at the end of the day, this is all the reasons why you should win. And I think a lot of it's perception. And I also don't know, athletic directors right now, and including Troy Dannon, we still don't know a ton about Troy Dannon. We know a decent amount. We know what he wants. We know what kind of our priorities, and that's football, which is a positive thing. But in the heat of the moment, we don't know a lot about how athletic directors operate.
Right.
Until they make a decision, whether that's to retain a guy or whether that's to fire somebody. And it just takes one instance. And so, we'll see what happens because I think a lot of it is perception.
Here's another guy my other guy in the Big Ten that there's 2 actually that I wonder about if they don't have good season. Now, you might think I'm crazy on this one, but at the same time, when the teams are getting this money, the TV deals are getting bigger. Do you guys think my other guy is Greg Schiano at Rutgers? It's a second stint there. And granted, the record is, and people love him. The guy's a special teams guru, but he's 4-32 against top 25 teams. And the other guy, Mike Locksley at Maryland, he's 2-28. I just wonder with the money that's out there now, Raf, and it's kind of like, do you say, and both of these guys are great coaches, in my opinion. I wouldn't say great coaches, are good coaches. That's what I'm saying. It's hard for them. It's hard for Rutgers to steal some of the talent.
I think
they're in tough areas, man.
I think that those are good coaches for the spots that they're in. I think Mike Locksley is a good coach for Maryland. Man, it's tough because Locksley's been able to get talent to Maryland. He's been able to tap into the DMV. Raheem Jarrett was one of them. Obviously,
younger brother.
Talia Tagovailoa at one point, the transfer from Alabama. So they've been able to get talent there. I also wonder, are we putting too much stock into just top 25 records? But I think in a place like Nebraska or even like Rutgers and Maryland, to your point, or USC, it's not just about top 25. It's about, Raf, I think, beating the teams that you're supposed to beat, the non-top 25 teams, and then getting lucky a couple of times and knocking off teams that you're projected to lose to, I think, Raf.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And also, too, you got to look at like with Schiano. I mean, he's looked at such a high, because he's kind of like the guy that put Redcurse football back on the map, 7, 8, 9 years ago. So I think that always is going to help him as to the fact of where they're going to look at him and be like, no, that's Greg Schiano. So I think he definitely is going to have a little bit longer leash, I would think.
Let me ask you guys for this last question here. In text line, let us know as well. Ellie, let us know as well as you're checking TikTok.
She's not. No, she's not.
No, you're not. I had to feed you.
We're just joking.
She's like, my hands are on the desk,
yes.
dude. All right. So cut AD. I love teasing her. Rav, I was going to say AD. Rav, Swim, Ellie, would you rather have a coach with a great record versus ranked teams or one who dominates lesser competition? Would you rather have a coach with a great record versus ranked teams, or would you rather have one who dominates lesser competition?
Are we in the year 2013 and 14? Is that the year that we're in?
I'm just asking.
The strain is too much here.
I'm just curious because you only play so many top teams a year.
You're right.
So if you think about it, I'm playing both sides of the fence here. So if you think about it, you're going to most likely have pretty good records. If you're beating the teams you should beat.
Mm-hmm.
But Raph, I'm going to ask you first. Would you rather have a coach that has a better record against top 25 teams, or a coach who wins and dominates lesser competition?
I think it's more impressive to look at the beats top teams, but you also have to look at if you're a lesser team and you're not beating the top teams, nobody's going to be super upset with you compared to if you are a top team and you're losing to.
You lose to Ohio State is a big difference in losing to,
quality losses, AD.
Pacific.
Yeah, quality losses. I think that even though we're sitting here in this time of mediocrity for Nebraska football, the ability to sit there ahead of a game against Cincinnati or against, going back to the Big 12 days, Iowa State or Kansas State, and being able to walk in and be like, yeah, you know what? We know that we're better than you, and we're not concerned about us making stupid mistakes to lose this game. I think that's a good feeling. And I think like that's something that we just talked about in the 90s. Ellie and I don't know what it felt like to go out there, no matter who you were playing, whether it was a top 25 team or whether it wasn't. Right. So we're sitting here going, man, we just hope that they take care of business against Cincinnati. They should. Yeah. It's going to be the same sentiment we always have. Well, they should win if they don't shoot themselves in the foot. And so, like, I miss the days. This is really bad. I miss the days of the Big 12 to where it was, you knew every single weekend Roy Halou was going to do his thing. Yep. Taylor Martinez was going to do his thing. And Rex Burkhead, Amir Abdullah, guys were going to play. And the defense was going to be staunch. And like you knew that was, you could count on it.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm gonna go that of not consistently beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. Hope you get lucky a couple times. What about you, Raph, as we get ready to close this out?
Oh man, I'm gonna go with beat the ranked teams. I think that's where you kind of gain a little bit more momentum, I guess, for your program, is knowing that you can beat those top teams. But I also know how deflating it is when you lose to a Georgia Southern also. So that's also
cost people their jobs.
Yes. Yeah, it can be a dagger to your program really quick. So yeah, I'd say we just win them all and call it good.
I can't agree with you guys more. I think it's a fascinating question. Old Dad 34, good morning, brother. He goes, if you dominate the top teams, you will dominate lesser teams, in my opinion.
Well, sure, right? Like there's that philosophy too, to where you think, okay, if we're going to be able to beat, if Nebraska's able to beat number 2 Michigan on Saturday, they should be able to knock off Houston Christian the following week. But at places like Nebraska, it's not so sure. And so
you never know.
Which, by the way, congratulations to Adrian Martinez for getting married over the weekend. Shout out to Adrian Martinez. So it feels like people are still fans and cheerful around Adrian.
I like he's a great kid.
Yeah.
Man. Kent says, why not both? And Kent, I agree with you, man. And Old Dad 34 as well, because I believe that if you take care of the top teams, you have a lot better record against the lesser competition because you're like, we're not losing these guys. Indeed. Yeah, Sanderson, love you too, brother. He goes, A&M is ridiculous cult, AD. And you know what, Sanderson? You are exactly right, brother. They are a crazy cult. Folks, we come back. We got a guest. We'll talk some more sports. And Rafferty, the next time you're on the air, you'll be a married man.
Yes, sirree, Bob. And I want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July.
Raph, congratulations, my friend. I'm sorry I can't be there, but I'm there in spirit, and I can't wait to see you when you get back to celebrate.
Sounds good.
There
Raph,
he is.
love you, buddy. I'll see you this weekend. Folks, we'll be right back. We got a guest and a lot more sports to discuss. It's The Drive, 93.7 Ticket.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Is your child 7 to 8 years old and wanting to get involved in competitive baseball or softball? The Nebraska Dominators have been active in the youth sports community since 1994 and are currently holding tryouts for their 7U and 8U baseball and softball teams. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more info today and provide your player the path to a successful and enjoyable youth sports experience with the help of the Nebraska Dominators.
Hi, I'm Asher on summer break and about to start 2nd grade. Thanks to awesome people like you who picked Aloe Fiber. They donated $193,000 to schools like mine. This summer, I'm using my fast internet to keep learning, and I can't wait to tell my teacher everything I discovered. So if you're a grown-up picking internet, choose Aloe, because Aloe chooses us, our schools, our town, and our future. Go to aloefiber.com to learn more.
John Henry's has a brand new membership club to protect your entire home in one program. With a VIP and a deluxe option, we will help you find the plan that best fits your needs. Receive discounts on services and equipment, priority service, complimentary inspections, and so much more. Protect your home's plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical systems all in one membership. Call John Henry's to learn more.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still though have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G289358.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with Taco Night on Mondays or Whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Citizen soldier and veterans of the Army National Guard, you are invited to celebrate the 3rd of July at the Roca Tavern for a free concert by Sean Cole and the Drunk Monkeys. It all starts at 8 p.m. and it's sponsored by the City Car Wash on 3rd and Main in Hickman.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raf, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It's The Drive. About 30 minutes left in today's show. 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline. Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys the rest of the way. We're going to be joined by a special guest here, AD, and myself, Nick Sainer, Ellie on the board. We're joined in studio by Jeff Essink of Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping and Fitness Fanatics. Jeff, good morning, my friend.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good.
Doing great, brother. Doing great. I apologize for running in. When you sit outside on the bench during commercials, you just start talking. People just walk up and start talking to strangers. And next thing you know, we're talking about Michigan and New York, where she formerly lived at. Her husband was stationed up there. And I've spoke up in way north of New York. We're talking about 9 feet of snow and minutes and seconds and things of that nature. And here we are. And I was wobbling back in.
That's okay.
Just staggering. Jeff, it is good to see you, my brother.
Good to see you.
You know, every time I see you, though, it seems like your face is just changing, man. Now you become like the bionic man, man. Have you stepped up the workouts or something?
No, you eat healthy and you work out. Like, that's the secret.
Okay, the eating healthy part, Jeff. I got a question for you, because a good friend of ours, Kendall Warnock, A1 Auto, his goal is to get down to 8% body fat. Jeff, I was at the end of March, beginning of April, when I couldn't work out, because the pain was just brutal. I got up to 231. I'd never weighed 231 in my life.
Okay.
217 this morning on the scale. I am so happy. There was a guy at the gym yesterday. It's going to sound weird, but both in the locker room. He goes, "Hey, D, man." He goes, "Man, you've cut up and trimmed down." I was like, "Yeah, I appreciate that." He mean, well, I'm running around with a towel.
Yeah.
But, he noticed. It's good to know. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Jeff, I know I'm going to burn 1,000 calories because I do my kickboxing first, 7 a.m. class, and then I lift weights. But my goal is at minimum of 500 calories in that 30 minutes. Sometimes I go a little short. So if I don't hit the 500 there, I got to make up the difference lifting weights. Right. You've created a life of discipline, ups and downs. And I like how you're very transparent and real about it, because you loved your cheeseburgers and fries.
Yes, I love it. If we weren't gym owners, we could be competitive eaters. Right?
Will you watch the 4th of July hot dog eating contest tomorrow, Jeff?
That's a little, no.
It's uncomfortable to watch.
It is uncomfortable.
I agree.
So Barrett, you're exactly right. I can't say that on air, but you're exactly right. So Jeff, tell us what's coming up, because I know there's a few things coming up. Not only just a challenge, but there's other things that, and that's why I love about you and Nicole that you guys have indoctrinated yourself and just embedded yourself into the community of Lincoln, man. So what do you got coming up?
So first thing we have is I'll go in chronological order. On July 12th is our summer 10-week challenge. So if you've listened to the ticket, you've heard about Farrell's for the last 4 years. We do kickboxing, strength training, nutrition coaching, and great thing about our program is it works, right? Our last $1,000 winner, Derek Pinzon, lost 30 pounds, 23 inches, and 8% body fat in 10 weeks.
Wow.
And really no secret. He just followed the nutrition program. He logged his food. He hit his macros. He worked out 45 minutes a day for 10 weeks, and those are his results.
Jeff, I'm going to head out west tomorrow. I know the direction, but let's say I'm going someplace I don't know. If I follow my GPS, very rarely we get lost.
You'll get there eventually. Even if you take a wrong turn,
you'll get there.
It reroutes.
Reroutes you.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, FXB has been like that for me. In that, of course, I've had some reroutes with food, but I get back. It gets you right back on track. And like you just said for them, if you follow the GPS that you guys and gals give, you will see results.
Yep, absolutely. And it's based on everybody's body composition, and it's not a quick fix.
No.
Meal plan. I mean, we want you to eat carbs. We want you to eat calories. We want you to basically gain a healthy relationship with food.
What about cookies?
Cookies are okay, because you know why? Hey, God rested on the seventh day.
Yes, he did.
And
Praise
so
the
do
Lord.
we,
Brother
right?
Jeff, God bless you. Yes, sir.
So we have our free day where if you want to eat some cookies on your free day, if it's one of those things where you're starting AD and we're like, okay, for the next 10 weeks, you cannot eat one bad calorie. You're setting yourself up for failure, right? So then when we fail, what happens psychologically? You just beat yourself up over it. So we like to give, we don't have classes on Sunday, so Sunday's our rest day. And we like to tell our members, hey, if you eat healthy 6 days a week, you work out 6 days a week, you earn your free day. You earn your cheeseburger. You earn your pizza. Whatever you want to eat, that's your reward. And it resets your brain for like, okay, here we go. Now I just have to make it 6 days.
Absolutely.
And then if I'm craving something during the week, write it down. Be like, I can have this in 4 days from now.
It's crazy, Jeff, because I want to hear your personal story, because I remember everybody hears about specifically relationship with food. And I remember thinking like, okay, that sounds stupid. I can eat whatever I want. Like I can eat as much as I want. What is this relationship with food type of thing? But now it's once you start actually understanding what you're putting in your body, and you have a strong enough sample size like the 10-week challenge to where you can notice a difference, not only in how you look, but how the clothes feel. The clothes tell the story. And a lot of it can be with just a relationship with food, because you realize once you learn the education piece of it, you actually don't want to put all that junk in your body after a while, because you're like, man, this is really, really bad. And I feel completely gross and different than when I'm paying more attention to it.
Right. Take like pop, for example, right? If you've been drinking water, like you should be drinking 100, 120 ounces of water, right? Every day. When you get to your free day and you're like, okay, I really want to have a Pepsi or a Mountain Dew. And you look at the label and you're like, there's 60 grams of sugar in this soda. Why don't I make a better choice? Not the greatest choice, but let me have like a Coke Zero. Or a Pepsi Zero where there's no sugar,
Crystal
there's no
Light,
calories.
Crystal Light in the water, something like that, where you still, because like I was a massive fan of carbonation. Like I love the carbonation.
Right.
I love the fizz. And so it's like, okay, how can I get the carbonation fix?
Right.
And I know that's the thing for a lot of people is they like the carbonation more than even the taste. And it's like, okay, how can we find that? And the zero sugar sodas are a great option.
Right. Or even like the sparkling water, like Bubblies,
I love
LaCroix, those types of things.
The Fuji, Walmart, speaking of Walmart again, they make a Fuji apple like sparkling water.
Okay.
And it's my favorite thing. And so if you open my fridge, I have like 5 or 6 of them that it's like, but once again, leaning towards water more specifically.
Right. That's all about tricking your mind.
100%.
Right. Because you're like, oh, I got that burning sensation of the carbonation. So whether you're drinking like, a Pepsi or a bubbly, it doesn't taste like when sometimes you drink that pop and you're like, oh, it tastes so good.
Right.
But when you start reading labels, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't eat 60 grams of sugar in a day. And I'm just going to usually not just one, but I'll drink 2 of them. Right.
I'll stop at the gas station, get a big gulp.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because it goes, I think this is crucial, because you mentioned his story. The big gulp is what, I was going to ask you, but it triggered again, Nick. There's some people that listen to us, the drive, and heard you a number of times. There's other people that are off work right now who may not normally listen, Jeff. I want them to know your story and how the big gulp is significant and to where it got you started and triggered your fitness journey.
So
lifestyle, I would say.
When I started, a couple things. I did Farrell's in 2006 is when I did my first 10-week challenge. I weighed 230 pounds. I lost 28 pounds. I felt great. Then we moved away from where there was a Farrell's into Altoona where there wasn't a Farrell's. And I thought, I can do this on my own, right? Well, I couldn't do it on my own. Farrell's moved into Altoona. I started back as a fit member, just kind of dinked around, just wasn't really taking it seriously, and just stopped. And the reason I started back, now, when I left Farrell's the first time, I was a little over 200 pounds. When I started back a year later, I gained all my weight back plus an extra 10 pounds. So I was 240 pounds when I started back.
At 240.
Well, But the worst thing is I went in for a life insurance test at 30 years old because I was the only person at work. Nicole was a stay-at-home mom with our 2 kids, and I was denied life insurance at age 30 because I had too much fat around my liver and my kidneys, and they just were not functioning properly. And that was my wake-up call. Be like, okay. And I knew it worked, and I started back, and I lost another 30 pounds in my 10 weeks, and I've been there ever since. So we're going on 17 years for me. Started off as a member and then a coach, instructor, owners, and that type of thing. So
how easy is it for you, Jeff, to maintain? Like, talk about that part of it, because I think a lot of people are thinking, okay, I'll do the 10 weeks, I'll see improvement, but then they hear your story right there and go, okay, then what do I need to do to maintain it? Because we want to stay at that 205 or 200.
Maintaining, in my opinion, is just like, it's fun to eat, right?
I love it.
Okay.
I absolutely love eating.
Right. It's fun to eat.
Yeah.
It's fun to see that number go down on the scale, right? What's not fun is when you're busting your butt, you're working out, you're doing what you're supposed to.
Where your belt buckle's going like this.
Right. And the number doesn't change, right?
Of course, yeah.
Which is maintaining. So we kind of tell our members, like, when they're like, gosh, I've been doing this for the last 3 months, I feel good where I'm at, but I just can't get any lower. It's like, well, just think if you weren't doing anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you would be. Yeah, it sucks to not see the number change, but it feels worse to see it go up.
Because are like plateaus or lulls part of it? Like, like for you that you're around, and so many, because nobody is the same. Nobody's identical. And you mentioned that at the start, like there's no cookie cutter approach for you guys at FXB. Lulls and plateaus are part of it.
So plateau is kind of like being stuck in a traffic jam. Right?
Analogy.
Where you can't see what's going on miles down the road.
Yeah.
It's just like when you're plateauing on your weight, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're not losing fat or gaining muscle or losing inches on your body. But the worst thing you can do when you're in a traffic jam is, okay, you're trusting the process. There's people down there that you can't see that's clearing the accidents, getting the road cleared, and eventually your car is going to start moving, right?
Right.
The last thing you're going to do is just get out of your car. I'm going to go home. It's never going to happen. So the last thing, it is frustrating when you hit a plateau, but the worst thing you can do is quit, right?
Yeah.
Now, sometimes if somebody is logging their food and they're hitting their macros and stuff's not changing, that's when Nicole and I can look at it and say, okay, let's switch things up, right?
Right.
Let's throw a curveball to your
Absolutely.
body. Let's maybe eat a little more protein, less carbs, less calories to see if we can get something jump started. So that's something that you get at Farrell's also.
Folks, Jeff, can you stick around for one more segment?
Yeah, absolutely.
Folks, because another event you want to talk about as well. We
Yes.
want to get that out there. And real fast, we're going to break. Cupsker says right here, he goes, I tried kickboxing exercise the other day and pulled a strain in my quad. I'm going to have to pass for a couple weeks until I get healed. Brother, sorry to hear about that. That will definitely heal in time. Take your time with it. I mean, those bumps and bruises happen during classes and things of that nature. So just get healed, my man, first and foremost. We're going to have Jeff come back for one more segment as we close out on this thunderous Thursday. I was not too pleased with a neighbor. I can't say it was very close, but it sounded like it's about maybe a mile or two away. Sitting on my deck about 5:45. Boom. I'm like, now why would you do that at 5:45 in the morning, man?
Oh, it was in the morning.
Yes. This morning. Louis was like,
America.
Bruh, really?
America.
You also get thunderous results at FX. We'll talk when we come back as a drive.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and the hail sale has been a huge success, but is winding down. We still, though, have several units with huge discounts. Plus, we have brand new Sierras, $14,000 off list, or starting at $37,105, or 0.9% APR on select new models. Yes, you heard right. $14,000 off or 0.9% APR on new Sierras starting at $37,105. So please check us out at cobblecars.com. All deals with roof credit, stock number G2893358.
Hi, I'm Asher on summer break and about to start second grade. Thanks to awesome people like you who picked Aloe Fiber. They donated $193,000 to schools like mine. This summer, I'm using my fast internet to keep learning, and I can't wait to tell my teacher everything I discovered. So if you're a grown-up picking internet, choose Aloe, because Aloe chooses us, our schools, our town, and our future. Go to aloefiber.com to learn more.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Attention baseball and softball players. The Nebraska Dominators are looking to add players to their baseball and softball teams for the 2026 season. Tryouts are happening now for all age groups, ranging from 7 years old to 14 and under for baseball and 7 years old to 18 and under for softball. Visit the Nebraska Dominators Facebook page for more information today. Citizen soldier and veterans of the Army National Guard, you are invited to celebrate the 3rd of July at the Roca Tavern for a free concert by Sean Cole and the Drunk Monkeys. It all starts at 8 p.m., and it's sponsored by the City Car Wash on 3rd and Main in Hickman.
Hey guys, you have heard about the Farrell's 10-week challenge for years on the ticket. If you still haven't joined us for this amazing challenge, what are you waiting for? You could be our next $1,000 winner like Derek, who just lost 30 pounds, 23 inches, and 8% body fat. Derek changed his life in the 10-week challenge, and so can you. Farrell's combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to get you the results you have been waiting for. Join us July 12th for the Summer 10-Week Challenge. Go to fxblincoln.com to enroll today.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Hauling has been a trusted and reliable hauling service in the community, and they have established themselves in the roll-off industry as well. Fast Mike's Hauling can help you with everything from demolition debris, estate cleanout, yard cleanups, and so much more. They also offer dumpster rentals and flatbeds to make those bigger jobs a little bit easier. Call Fast Mike's Hauling today at 402-450-6828 or visit them online at fastmikeroll-offs.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see lots of sunshine. It'll be breezy and hot with an afternoon high near 94. Tonight, clear skies, continued breeze, a low around 72. And tomorrow, a chance of showers and storms in the afternoon. Otherwise, mainly sunny and breezy with a high near 91. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clutcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raph, and Amon Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, folks, we are back with the last quick segment. Jeff, we're going to hop right into it, man. Tell us when, how, and where.
All right. If you want to interested in joining the 10-week challenge, you can go to fxblincoln.com. You can text me directly at 402-310-4026. The challenge starts July 12th. So next Saturday is when it starts. The challenge ends on September 19th. By that time, Huskers will be 3-0. We're getting ready for Michigan the following day. So if you're like, oh my gosh, football seems so far away, it'll fly by if you're doing the 10-week challenge. You get a 40% discount for all ticket listeners. So it's $269.40 for the 10-week challenge.
How have you, before we get to the road race, how have you seen you guys grow over these last just couple of years as the results continuously and consistently show that it works?
It is very overwhelming for us. I mean, it's like, it never gets old because, you know, we just get through a group like Derek was our winner, 30 pounds, all that stuff, stats we talked about. And next Saturday, we're going to have another group of 40, 50 people come in, and AD's talked at a lot of our orientations. People are there that they're nervous, they're scared, but they're excited. They're excited to take the challenge. They're excited to change their life. And that's what happens. We've been changing lives for 16 years in Lincoln. Nicole and I have been owners for 12. This summer will be our 49th 10-week challenge that we have done. And we have helped thousands and thousands and thousands. So whatever you're going through, we have either been through it ourselves or we've had a member that's been going through it too.
Absolutely. So I love it. Jeff, also speaking of Husker football coming up, you guys also are participating in races coming up. Talk to the listeners about that, how they get involved.
Yes. So on July 20th is the best 5K you will ever do if you are a Husker fan. It is the Husker Road Race. It's $35 for adults. They have a 1 mile fun run for the kids, which is $25. And I am telling you, if you're a parent and you have a youngster that is a little Husker fan, all the football players are there. Yeah, you go out onto onto the field inside Memorial Stadium before the race. You get to hang out. Last year, Ben, my son, and we were playing catch. Like I threw him a pass right in the end zone. Man, I look like Dylan Raiola out there. Just laid it in perfectly, right? And they're there. Ben had a football that he got from my dad. My dad passed away 10 years ago. He got all kinds of autographs on there. I mean, the players are there. They are willing to do pictures, sign anything that you have. It's like fan day, but without the wait.
Right.
And I remember when Nicole was coming through the finish line, because we have a group of walkers, right? So if you're like, oh, I can't run a 5K, that's okay. You can walk with us. When Nicole was finishing up in the last group, Dylan Raiola was at the finish line cheering people on. So cool. And sometimes like the volleyball players, sometimes they're out there. The basketball players, sometimes they're out there doing the water stations. So it's just a fun event. It's to raise money for pediatric brain cancer. But if you want to go meet the players, get your fix on Husker football, do a little scouting, like
how's the guys looking?
Oh my gosh, look at this guy. I mean, but Ben he got Dylan's autograph, Ty Robinson, Nash Hutmacher. I mean, everybody. They're all willing, and it's just such a cool thing. So if you're a runner, if you're not a runner, if you're a Husker football fan, $35 to go onto the field, take your pictures with the players. Like, you know, I'm kind of getting now. Ben's going to be a freshman at UNL, so up until this year, I've been able to use him to, like, Dylan, here, can you take a picture with my son? Here, let me get in here also, right?
Now it's just Dylan. Can we get a picture, bro?
Right.
Yeah, right.
But
that's okay.
Again, you just go to huskers.com/road race. We do have a team that you can join, a fundraising team. It's Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping is the team. But even if you don't join our team, just sign up and do it. You will, I mean, it's unbelievable. All the players, autographs, pictures, and you finish at the 31-yard line in Memorial Stadium. So like now, I've never ran onto the field, right, as a player, but man, when you're coming in this stadium, finishing up, and you run in, and it's like, I mean, you're in the mecca of college football.
I love it. Cold Chariots of
And
Fire
it's
playing
awesome.
in the background.
Awesome, yes.
We got about a minute left. AD, what you got today?
Folks, I want to thank again, Jeff. I appreciate you coming on. Ellie, thanks for rolling with us. Folks, all I have to say for you today, enjoy your Independence Day, enjoy the 4th of July, and please, I'm begging you, be safe.
Absolutely.
Be safe. Folks, you got Nick for the next 2 hours. I will see you right with you guys on Wednesday. Nick's going to be covering Monday and Tuesday.
Yep, absolutely.
When we get Raph married, not buried. Have a great one.
Hey guys, you have heard about the Farrell's 10-week challenge for years on the ticket. If you still haven't joined us for this amazing challenge, what are you waiting for? You could be our next $1,000 winner like Derek, who just lost 30 pounds, 23 inches, and 8% body fat. Derek changed his life in the 10-week challenge, and so can you. Farrell's combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to get you the results you have been waiting for. Join us July 12th for the Summer 10-Week Challenge. Go to fxblincoln.com to enroll today.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Hauling has been a trusted and reliable hauling service in the community, and they have established themselves in the roll-offs industry as well. Fast Mike's Hauling can help you with everything from demolition debris, estate cleanout, yard cleanups, and so much more. They also offer dumpster rentals and flatbeds to make those bigger jobs a little bit easier. Call Fast Mike's Hauling today at 402-450-6828 or visit them online at fastmikerolloffs.com.
Citizen soldier and veterans of the Army National Guard, you are invited to celebrate the 3rd of July at the Roca Tavern for a free concert by Sean Cole and the Drunk Monkeys. It all starts at 8 p.m. and it's sponsored by the City Car Wash on 3rd and Main in Hickman. Attention baseball and softball players. The Nebraska Dominators are looking to add players to their baseball and softball teams for the 2026 season. Tryouts are happening